Hello friends, today we are going to see section number 2.4. Have you earned your tomorrow? This poem is written by Edgar Guest. It is motivational poem for speaker or 12th standard students also here. It gives inspiration to us, and we can also find so many moral values and which are useful for our life. Through this the poem we get too much values also here. So see the first year that Edgar Guest about we want to know about the poet here. First of all, Edgar Guest here. Edgar Guest, he was born 1881 to he passed away in 1959. As well as he was born in England and he was brought to the United States when he was 10-year old that time. Then he began his writing career in 1895 at the age of 14-year-old. He was just 14-year-old. From that he was starting his writing career. Then Guest is known as people's poet in United States there. For his simple style and optimistic tone of writing there. Due to simplicity in his writing and his attitude, he was too much optimistic, positive thinking in his writing we can find there. So he was become a people's poet. He was known as a people's poet there. As well as Guest is an American writer. He was a writer of newspaper and magazine there. He writes so many articles. He composes so many poems for American magazines also there, and newspapers are also there. So this poem is an motivational, inspirational poem, and in this poem we can find the speaker is asking the readers so many questions there. Whether they have done anything to improve the life of another human being or not. Means here is the poet, the speaker is the poet, and the poet asks the question. Whom he asks the question? To the readers. He says whether they have done anything to improve the life of another human being or not. See there, means that is the too much important question. We can find the morality, the moral theme of the this poem here. He says that is you are being or not there, give the answers. Then therefore one should consider one's action and deeds carefully and plan according to for a better future there. Poet says here one should be planningful. Why there? And you should be, therefore one should be consider one's action there and deeds carefully and planningful accordingly for the better future of someone there, for themselves there. Our actions, our deeds must be carefully planned there. That's why then our future will be better, we can find there. So that's why he gave the preference. Today's here, what we are doing today, and the result we can find tomorrow there. Friends, I would like to explain here. We have earned money, we have earned property, we have earned wealth also there, we have earned friends, relations, so many things we earn there. But here poets say, have you earned your tomorrow? Tomorrow also earn there. You will earn tomorrow also there. And if you want your best, better tomorrow, that's why you must have improved your actions, your deeds, and you should be planned carefully it. So this message poet gives us through this the whole poem here. Secondly, I would like to explain before previous this poem I already told you about in poetry section 2. Second section here. So the chart is already given in our textbook. So when we want to learn this poem, so first of all say how many figures of speech in this poem, what is the poetic devices, is there any rhyming words, rhyme scheme, or what is another activities of that poem, or what is the life skill of it, what are the moral values of this poem, you should see before it here. So that's why in this poem here are three figures of speech here. First, alliteration, second, interrogation, and third, it is onomatopoeia. So what is the definition of alliteration? In alliteration, repetition of the beginning letter of words there, beginning sound of the words, and when there is repetition of the beginning sound or the letter of the words, there is the alliteration figure of speech. Then second is interrogations. In this whole poem, the poet asks so many questions to the reader. The speaker, the poet, he himself asks so many questions to the reader, means that is the interrogations, and we can find answer is in question itself there. Answer is in question itself, we call it the interrogations. Then third is onomatopoeia. Third figure of speech is onomatopoeia, and in this figure of speech, sound expressing words we can find in this line in the poem also there. In that examples also there. That words are sound expressing. For example, twittering also there. Then whispering also there. Those words create a natural sound that is come in the onomatopoetic sound expressing words there. So students, we are going to see the poem line by line here. Have you earned tomorrow? I would like to first read this poem, then you can understand about the pronunciation of each and every words here. Is anybody happier because you pass his way? Does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? This day is almost over and its toiling time is through. Is there anyone to utter now a kindly word of you? Did you give a cheerful greeting to the friend who came along? Or a churlish sort of howdy and then vanish in the throng? Were you selfish? Were you selfish, pure and simple as you rush along the way? Or is someone mighty grateful for a deed you did today? Can you say tonight it's parting with the days that sleeping fast, that you help a single brother of the many that you pass? Is a single heart rejoicing over what you did or said? Does a man whose hopes were fading now with courage look ahead? Did you waste the day? Did you waste the day or lose it? Was it well or sorely spent? Did you leave a trail of kindness or a scare of discontent? As you close your eyes in slumber, do you think that God will say, you have earned one more tomorrow by the work you did today? Means you can understand through the whole poem that the poet want to give us the message of morality here. To be a moral, to help everyone in our life. Friends, before this also in icebreakers there are so many questions, different ways to help the others here. Which type of we help the other people, those who are come in contact with us here? Which type of we help them? As like this, in this poem also, the poet explained to here about his thoughts. He in first stanza here, say, is anybody happier because you pass his way? Is anybody happier there? Is anybody one here? Those who are happy. Why? Because you pass his way. You pass his way. And does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? Look at this. It is interrogations. Miss Poet asks the question to the reader. Those who are reading this poem. Poet says here, is anybody happier? Is anybody happier here? Miss the poet asks the question and the answer is in itself here. You pass his way. And does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? Is any person in your today's life here and you speak with him or you help to him? For any other situation, there may be economical or any other, whatever be there. So, is any one person there? And do you remember that person? You help him, you spoke with that person very happily there. He asked the question to the reader. This day is almost over. Then again poet says here. What did poet say? This day is almost over and its toiling time is through. Its toiling time is through. This time spent in hard physical work here. Toiling time is time spent in hard physical work here. You have spent your time with hard working and this day is almost over. So what happened there? Poet says, think your own self. What's happening whole day there? What's happening whole day? Do you happy in that day? Do you help anyone? Or is anybody happier there? Because you pass his way? Miss Poet asked the question to us here. The answer is in itself actually. So, is there anyone to utter now kindly word of you? Is there any one person? And that person utter, that person speak a single word about you, very kindly, very lovingly word for you. He used very loving words, he used very kind words for yourself, because you have solved his problem, you help him any type there. So according to poets say here, is there any person who speak about yourself lovingly, very kindly, due to your help there, due to your helping nature there? So here is also toiling time, it is alliteration figure of speech. T is repeated, sound T, letter T is repeated again and again. So that's why toiling time is through, it is alliteration figure of speech here. And in this first stanza, here are also a rhyming words, way, today, through, you, that both pairs we can find in first stanza here. And the rhyme scheme is A, B, B. Rhyme scheme is A, B, B. In second stanza, we will see here. Did you give a cheerful greeting to the friend who came along? Did you give a cheerful greeting to the friend who came along? Look at this. The means poet here also asked the question to the speaker, to the reader here. The speaker asked the question to the reader. What he asked the question? Did you give a cheerful greeting to the friend? Did you get a cheerfully, happily with your friend, those who are met today and who came along with you? And or you are churlish, or a churlish sort there, churlish rudely, churlish means rudely, or churlish sort of howdy and then vanish in the throng. Howdy means friendly greeting, howdy means friendly greeting, howdy, and then vanish in the throng, crowd there. Means poet also asks the question to reader, where that is, or a churlish sort of, or you behave rudely with your friends there, and or you meet friendly or meet him very greetingly, friendly with your friend, or you meet rudely with him and vanish in the crowd there. What you are doing today? Think, remember what you do today, what you are doing today. You should be think on it. And were you selfish? Were you selfish, pure and simple as you rush along the way here? So the poet says, were you selfish? Means you are only thinking I, me, my and myself. I, me, my and myself, and only you are thinking about me there. About myself means you are selfish, or you behave with him selfishly there. It is not good. Pure and simple as you rush along the way. What you are doing there? You are become selfishly, only thinking about your own self. Or simple as you rush along the way there, means you are totally neglected that person, you are not pay much attention at that person, those who want to meet you. What you are doing there? Poet asks the question again and again to the reader here, those who are reading. Poet asks the question here. Then, or is someone mighty grateful for a deed you did today? Or is someone mighty grateful for a deed you did today? What you are doing, or your action is grateful, your deeds is grateful for today here, what you are doing actually? So think your own self here, what you are doing today. Then also poet explain here about that, can you say tonight, Can you say tonight, in parting with the days, that sleeping fast there? Can you say tonight, when you are sleeping at the night time, you are thinking about that people, those who are meet at whole day there, and how you behave with them, how you give the treatment to them, that people, good or bad there. And at the night time you remember all that things. So the poet say, with the day that sleeping fastly there, and that you help a single brother of the many that you pass here. That you help a single brother. Brother, it is not our own brother, but the brother, it is the brotherhood. We say India is my country, all Indians are my brother and sister, all brothers here. The poet used here the brother, all brothers. And the poet says that you help a single brother of the many that you pass here. Did you help or not? So what's happening in whole day there? Is a single heart rejoicing over what you did or said there? Is there any single heart rejoicing over your behavior, over your action, what you did with that person there? Is someone is happy there or not? Or torture that someone there? What's happened there? The poet asks the various type of question to the reader here. And does a man whose hope were fading now with courage look ahead? And does a man whose hopes were fading now with courage look ahead there? Is that person who is coming in front of you or who is coming at you, that time you are solving his problem or not there? How you behave with him? And what about the hopes of that person? What you think about yourself there? What that person think about your own self? About solving any other problem or any other thing there? What are the hopes and expectations of that someone here? That is the question poet asks the reader here. In fourth last stanza, poet say, did you waste the day or lose? It will or sorely spent here. Look at student. The poet lastly asks the question, did you waste the day or lose it? What you are doing there? You are wasting your time, you are wasting your days, you are not help anyone, you are not cooperate any other person. In the life of any other, you are not helping them. So think about it, and you are whole day you are wasting your whole day, you are losing your whole day there. And it was well or sorely spent. You are spent well or sorely, you think on it. Means there is the question mark. Poet asks the question, interrogations we can find, the question's answer in itself. The answer in itself there, in that the question there. Did you leave a trail of kindness or a scare of discontent there? Did you leave that day a trail of kindness, a trail of the happiness, a trail of the lovingly, or a scare of the discontent? So what you are doing there? That is the question. As you close your eyes in slumber, do you think that God would say? As you close your eyes in slumber, when you are sleeping, that time when you close your eyes, do you think that God will say there? You are thinking at the night time when you are sleeping that God will say to you, you have earned one more tomorrow by the work you did today. According to poet here, Edgar Guest, what you are doing today, that the benefit you got tomorrow there. Means here the poet explain, we can again find in second last line the Christianity here. The poet Edgar Guest, he believes on God here. He says, as you close your eyes when you are sleeping their time, do you think that God would say you, that is, you have earned one more tomorrow. Why you have earned one more tomorrow? Because of the work you did today, you did now, you have earned one more tomorrow. And that is the theme of the whole poem, means that is the morality we can find in whole poem. So students, here is the end of this poem. Okay, thank you.